Day 1 raid race King's Fall is here, baby, and I'm going to show you guys my build for Day 1. So we all know communication is key for raids, right? But so are builds. I actually argue that builds are just as important, and I'm going to show you why and how my builds are simple and how you can also benefit from it. So the first exotic I'm going to be trying out today in the Day 1 raid is going to be Garfunkel's Hubric. That's right. This bad boy is the new exotic that we just got for Season of Plunder. Now, let's go ahead and read this exotic perk for you guys. Your weapons gain a bonus damage briefly after you emerge from being invisible. When you are invisible and defeat a combatant using a finisher, you and your nearby allies gain a reserve overshield and improved class ability regen, and that's for you and your teammates, right? These reserve overshields can be deployed by using your class ability. So I give you a reserve overshield and you get to use it whenever you use your class ability. So I'm giving my teammates in the raid a overshield and I get bonus damage. It's not bad. Here we are at 90 resilience. I would love to be at 100 resilience, guys. Damage reduction has really gone through the roof this season. As I will be finishing combatants and getting that overshield, I want to go invisible again. So I'm going to put finisher, final blows, grant invisibility. Over here, we have void buffs applied to you. Invisibility, overshield, and devour have increased duration. Now that's already tanking my mobility, and we do need to dodge to get our mobility back. So I did go with Echo of Dilation just for those extra stats. Now you don't have to go with this one. You could go with something else that would improve your build. But again, I'm trying to make up a little bit for that mobility because with my recovery and resilience this high, it's very hard to get that mobility up. We do have 70 strength, 50 intellect, and 40 discipline. If I could, I would lower this intellect just a bit. Now, for my heavy, we have the Storm Chaser, right? And then for my energy, we have the BXR 55 Battler with Demolitionist and Kill Clip, so I can get a little bit more grenade energy. And we're rocking good old-fashioned Wither Horde up here. Now, this is a pretty good weapon right here for any high-end content, really any PvE and PvP content. Really, if you don't know what weapon to start out with, rock that Wither Horde. Now, one thing that I'm going to be doing before the raid starts is getting my power up as high as possible. Obviously, right now I have some 1350s as I'm playing around with builds, seeing what I'm going to be rocking. But once I have my build set, I'm going to be infusing higher power gear into these lower power gears and getting my power up as high to 1580 as possible. So don't worry, that 1533 is nothing to worry about. Now, I leave the middle blank because depending on what weapon I'm going to use, because during a raid you don't really know what type of encounter and shields and enemies you're going to be facing, so I leave that blank just in case I'm going to need a rocket or a linear fusion rifle, and then put these ammo finders in. Now over here we have Well of Tenacity. Picking up a void elemental well reduces the damage you take from combatants for a short period of time. My whole goal in the raid is to stay alive so I can get revives and I don't let my team down. So that's why we have so much resilience. We have so many mods to help us tank it. Now, how are we going to make those wells? Well, repeating Well Maker. After activating your class ability, your next weapon final blow on a combatant spawns a void elemental well. We're also rocking double thermoshock plating. That's right. Even more damage reduction in the raid. It's all about survivability, and that's what I'm going for. We're rocking Powerful Friends, and again, we can put a scavenger mod in here once the raid starts and we figure out what weapon we're going to be using. On my class ability, I have Striking Light. While charged with light, defeating combatants with melee damage and sword spawns one orb of power for your allies and consumes one stack of Charged with Light. But the reason we're rocking this is gain damage resistance against combatants while sprinting, so it gives me even more damage reduction. Over here, we have reduces melee cooldown when using your class ability, and I pretty much just have resilience mods on. as again, resilience is the new meta for PvE. So, what happens if I'm not digging the other build? So, I swap over to this one, which I'm going to have on deck for the day 1 raid. And this is the Omni Oculus. Alright, let's go ahead and read this exotic perk. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. When you make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible, and you gain melee energy. Again, we're going as high as possible with resilience, going with Font of Might on this one, Radiant Light, again, more Thermoshock plating, Powerful Friends, Striking Light. Again, we have Witherhoard, but on this one, I threw an Arsenic Bite just in case we need a arc, as the last one was Solar with the BXR. That's right, guys. At the very end of this video, I'm going to be going over all the weapons I am going to be bringing in day 1, and this is my Solar, if I need a Solar Heavy with auto-loading and Vorpal. So, this is just in case the first option doesn't work out. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, what if those 2 builds don't work out? And what if you don't need invisibility? Well, I have a third build ready, and that is Stasis. That's right, we're going to be rocking the Renewal Grasps. Again, going with the 100 resilience. It's all about tanking that damage. At 100 resilience, you're taking 40% damage reduction. And again, we're going to be getting all these powers up here shortly. Not to worry. Let's go ahead and read the exotic perk on the Renewal Grasp. Your Dusk Field grenades have a much larger effect radius. Allies inside the Dusk Field take reduced damage, and targets inside the area deal reduced damage. Again, maybe nobody has Stasis and we need to freeze a bunch of things, so this is great for ad clear. The super is great with it. Even clearing ads with the Withering Blade is fine. You get a lot of fragments that really help you out, and will also synergize with the Ager's Scepter. If you guys are rocking Stasis, Ager's Scepter is a fantastic weapon. You can even use the super ability and keep some of your super, not all, but let's say drain half of it just to clear an entire room out. I've done that many a times with the Ager's Scepter. Going back to the BXR, again, we can change that weapon out, and we're going to go over the weapons here in a second. And again, Storm Chaser, those are kind of my 2 that I'm leaning more towards, and Witherhoard and Ager's Scepter, but we will see once we get in there, depending on the type of enemies we're facing. Last but not least, guys, I'm going to go over all the weapons I'm going to be using for this build. Depending on the engagement that you guys go into, you're going to want your weapons geared up and powered up as much as possible, definitely above 1560 and as close to 1580 as possible. Again, you're not going to know what weapon you're going to be using. You might be swapping weapons out every encounter just to see what works and what doesn't. So again, I just said to you guys, I'm going to be bringing the Ager's Scepter in. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other ones. We have Tears of Contrition. This has triple tap explosive payload, and it has Extrovert. Bringing in Arbalest. This is a fantastic one. Even after the nerf, Arbalest is fantastic, especially with the Catalyst. Gives you 6 in the magazine instead of 5. A little bit more handling. It's fantastic. Last raid, Outbreak Perfected was actually one of the best guns to use on the Caretaker, so I'm going to bring that just in case. The Messenger. Love the Messenger. Heating Up and Frenzy. Just to increase that stability and acquisition and reload speed and handling, because pretty much when you're in a raid, you're going to be in combat at all times. Going to bring the Osteostriga, bring a little bit of poison and ad clear in there. You never know when you need it. Again, Witherhoard, fantastic, probably #1 weapon I'm bringing in. Gonna be bringing the Lingering Dread in. Has Unrelenting and Chill Clip. Pretty much anything with Chill Clip is very OP. And then we have the Deliverance with Heating Up and Chill Clip. Again, Chill Clip is very OP. This is just a weapon I'm going to be infusing into the weapons. Again, you want to have weapons to infuse to bring these up. As you guys can see, 1547, that's not going to work. We need to bring all these up to 1560 or higher. So we've already gone over the BXR 55 Battler. Here's another one, Trinity Ghoul, a very fantastic ad clear weapon. One of the best. If there's arc shields and there's going to be a lot of ads, this is going to be your go-to. Same with Risk Runner, very fantastic this season. And again, damage reduction you get and the arc spreadage of those chaining capabilities. It's pretty nice. Now I have a God Roll Arsenic Bite with Dragonfly and Explosive Head. It's really nice. It's also lightweight, which is going to add 20 mobility. As many lightweight guns as you can get, you should bring in. Now I am going to be bringing in my Enigma, the Glaive. And then over here we have an Unforgiven SMG, Demolitionist, Golden Trichome, a little bit extra damage, a little bit extra grenade energy. We have the good old-fashioned Gnawing Hunger with Subsistence and Rampage. This one right here is just another weapon to infuse to bring those up. I am going to be bringing in the Drang Baruch with Moving Target and Incandescent. And then I'm going to be bringing in Devil's Ruin, just in case. For heavies, we already gone over Storm Chaser. We're going to be bringing my other half with Eager Edge Vorpal, one of my favorite, if not my favorite weapons in the game, favorite heavies in the game. We have a God Roll Reed's Regret triple tap firing line. We have a Heathen Vengeance auto-loading Vorpal. We have a Cataclysmic Sleight of Hand Clown cartridge. We have the Hothead Adept Demolitionist Vorpal. We have the good old Gallahorn. And we have the good old Tractor Cannon. And we have the Plymera B with auto-loading Chill Clip. So, lots of options to trade out. I have a lot to do and get all this gear powered up and close to 1580 as possible. Good luck tomorrow, Guardians and supervillains out there in the Day 1 raid race. I will see you all in the next one. Challywee! Wait, did I tell everybody to hit the like button and the sub button? Anyways, have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow.